Good morning, YouTubers. My name is John, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about pool maintenance. I've been maintaining my pool for the last 3 years. Before that time, I had a pool man coming, and he was charging about $70 to take care of the pool, and he didn't do as good a job as I'm doing, and he retired, and it forced me into considering taking care of my own pool. So it's been a process, but I've learned some different ideas that have helped me to really maintain this pool. And as you can see, it's ready for opening here. I don't have any algae. My levels are balanced perfectly, and it doesn't take that much to keep it up. I'm going to show you the different chemicals that I use to balance my pool, and the main thing is that you keep your filter functioning and your pumps functioning, and if you can do that, then with the proper chemical balance, you're going to be set. And you just have to make sure that you watch your numbers on your filter. Here's my filter. I'm running at 15 pounds, which is about what I want to be running at. If I get up to 20, then I need to do a little bit of a backwash. But I keep my levels right on the numbers, and it really pays off. So I haven't had many repairs with my system. I have this vacuum that I use about once or twice a week, and I keep the leaves out of the pool, and again keep it balanced. So these are going to be, once you have your filter and pump working well, then you want to go ahead and add your DE, and you put about, for me, I put about 8 cups of DE into down this hole here, and so you can see it goes right straight down. And then I also will add the Pool Perfect, which I'll show you, and I add about 3 capfuls of Pool Perfect, say once a week or so, to make sure that I don't have any algae. So the main thing though is, before I add the Pool Perfect, I've got to get my chemical in balance, and this is the Pool Perfect Phos-Free. It's very valuable, but the most valuable for me is this Super Shock down here. The Super Shock, I add about 2 or 3 bags, and I really make sure that chlorine level is where I want it, because that keeps my algae at bay. That and this muric acid. A lot of times my pH is running a little bit high, and I use about a 1/4 gallon of the muric acid per day to slowly lower that pH and bring it in balance, because you don't want a really high pH or you're going to have a lot of algae. This really helps to keep the algae at bay between the muric acid and the Super Shock. Those are probably your 2 main ingredients to keeping your algae at bay. Then you can add the Phos-Free to also help, but you got to have these 2 things in balance first: the chlorine and the muric acid. And the muric acid, again, no more than a 1/4 gallon. My pool is a 25,000 gallon pool. If you're adding more than a 1/4 gallon for your pool, and it's about my size of pool, you're going to have a issue. You may have some problems with your plaster and your pool equipment, and you just don't want to do that. So no more than a 1/4. Slowly bring it down. If it takes a week, then just go ahead and get yourself 5 or 6 gallons and just go a 1/4 gallon each day, and eventually you'll lower your pH and bring it into balance. I like to use this chlorine-free shock as well, and I'll do that especially if I'm going to want to take a swim. The chlorine-free is much easier. You can add that and take a swim in an hour or so. But with the Super Shock, you're not going to want to take a swim when you add it. You want to give yourself 5 or 6 hours at least before you take a swim. And the Super Shock, again, it's maybe once you get things in balance, you don't have to do it that often. Maybe once a week or so at the most during a busy swim season, when you're having a lot of people in the pool, and you just watch your levels. Now I'm going to show you what I use to watch the levels. For me, I like to measure my water with this type of a kit. And some people like to use the strips, but I find that this is easier for me. And so what I do is I use these three, this Taylor test kit here, and I just fill it with water up to this black line, and then I add 5 drops to test the pH on this side, and 5 drops of each of these agents here to go ahead and test the chlorine or bromine. I also have a jacuzzi, and I like to run my jacuzzi with bromine instead of chlorine, just to have, I think it's a little bit easier to, for the skin and everything to not have always chlorine. And but it's basically the same. And again, with the testing these water, when you test it once a day or so until you get things in balance, and then once you get things in balance, then you don't have to test quite as often. But just looking at the water clarity, that's another thing. If I see it really clear like this, I know I'm doing my job. And I also notice if there's no mustard color algae on the sides, then I know I'm doing my job. And this is once you get it to this point, then it's just kind of keeping an eye on it. And it depends on the amount of use you're getting too. If you're getting a lot of people swimming, you want to do more testing, and you want to be adding those bags of shock as needed. Again, you can keep your pool like this. It's a lot better, a lot easier than letting it go and then having to bring it back into balance. But when you have it like this, then it's just ideal, and you don't have to run your filter all the time. Once you get it to this point here, you can run your filter 3 or 4 hours a day, and you can keep it looking really nice. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is jlhollo01@aol.com. And the reason I put this this video together is because I've learned so much from people on YouTube and from pool shops and places like that, and it's just kind of been my own reflection on taking care of a pool. And eventually maybe I will become a pool, do maintenance for other people on their pools as well. But right now I just wanted to make this video as an instruction piece, and if it benefits you, then I really appreciate it. If you want to leave a positive feedback or a positive comment. But if not, that's fine. There's other people that have done equally good or even better videos, so you can follow what works for you. Whatever is going to work for you, that's the main thing. But this is just what's working for me. All right, have a great day. Thank you.